I took Bruce to the Hall of Fame with me last night.
Okay.
He was at the ceremony.
Yeah.
And
very grateful for that, by the way. Thank you.
Man, if y'all don't know by now, I just try to look out for the young guys because people did that for me when I was young. Yeah. And I was on the red carpet and had the question yesterday, what did these old guys kick to you that you can kick to the youngins? And I said they gave me everything. I feel like I got all the game from everybody, from Roy Jones all the way down. And that's all I try to do now is I try to become an extension. I've tried to become an extension of what was given to me. And it was easy for me to have you go to the Hall of Fame with me yesterday. It just made so much sense. I think, like you said off air, you plan on moving out here. And you said what did you say about it?
I mean, I feel like any boxer that's planning to be great, Vegas is the perfect spot for it because the training, the weather conditions, the climate and altitude and everything like that, and then plus the selections and options of different sparring partners that you have out here. It's like a hotbed of boxers. Yeah. That's just either just stay out here, that live out here in Vegas, or just comes through to Vegas from time to time just to train. Yeah. It's perfect for me. It's perfect for any boxer that's, like I said, willing to be great.
So you rewind back to 2012, that's exactly what my dad said to me. He said, hey, I'm going to Vegas to find a place, and then that's where I'm headed. Yeah. He said, you need to go out there with me too. He said, any fighter that wants to be successful, they need to be in Vegas. That's the Mecca. That's where everything is going on. Even when you're not in the ring, you need to be seen. And the only way to do that is be right there in Vegas. So I wanted to get you out there to the Hall of Fame because I thought that it would be a good way for people to get introduced to you outside of taking a chance on seeing your ESPN Plus.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
I mean?
definitely.
I knew that you had probably met a lot of the big time fighters, a lot of the Hall of Famers and stuff like that. But I tried to make it a point that if you had not met somebody, let me take you up and introduce you. If you had met somebody, let me reintroduce you because those are going to be the guys who are going to, if it's not me, it's going to be Roy Jones walking by and remembering your face or remembering your name and maybe having a few nuggets to give you at any point in time. So I just wanted to help make sure that you are connected while you make that transition out here so that it's as easy as it is at any point in time.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that 100%. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. I was like, that was my first time meeting Roy. And
you pull up the shot real quick of us with Roy?
Go ahead. Yeah, that was my first time reading Roy, and I was super nervous. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, I was. I was like, oh, that's Roy Jones. I never knew. And Winky as well. He was sitting at our table. Yeah. Like, Winky, like, he's one of my favorite boxers of all time, like top 10 hands down. Yeah. And, I'm so mad because when I think about when people ask me my top 10 boxers all time, sometimes I don't really, usually they ask top 5. But top 10, sometimes I forget about Winky just because the way how I guess his persona is and how his career was kind of just like, he was like very underrated. Yeah. Highly underrated fighter. Yeah. But all time, one of my favorite boxers of all time. So when I had the opportunity, thank you, to meet him and see him, right, it was amazing. Yeah. I thank you a lot for that.
You got the one with Winky as well, huh? When he seen Wink, he like wild out when he seen Wink.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was perfect. Yeah. Cause that's how it's supposed to be. Yeah. I get a lot of people walking up to me now. Hey man, I don't mean a fanboy, but can we take a shot?
Yeah.
I'm like, look, bro, let go of the fanboy. I said, you can either think you fanboying and not take a shot with me, or you can come up here and approach me and we can have a time. We can have a good conversation and take a shot. Yeah. And then you got a moment that lasts for a long time. Yes. And so I was pleasantly surprised and happy that you didn't shy away from letting these guys know exactly who you, like, what they meant to you. Yeah. And in your game. The first time I took that step was Marvin Hagler. Oh, nice. And I didn't pull back on anything, bro. I didn't pull back on anything. So I definitely recognized when you had approached Winky.
Yeah, man, definitely.
And the boxing community is super close. So like Shawn said, the OGs gave him love. Shawn gives you love. It's just, how important is that in the boxing community to have that family like Shawn took you under his wing per se?
Man, it means everything to me, especially with a guy like Shawn. Like, it's like him introducing, me to all these other guys, like, it's making everybody else like look at me like, oh, like, is Shawn introducing you to me, then you must be somebody. And then me just growing up and just in my era and everything like that as well too. Like, I noticed that boxing, like, we create like a family. It's like a big brotherhood. Everybody, we might people get into fights with each other. People, get into little, it's business and everything like that. But you create a big family. Like the one thing I love about the sport of boxing is like, I don't feel any type of racism or anything like that. Like I don't feel like, just like an outside person. Like everybody we all fighting for one thing, whether if you come from one corner of the world to the next, whether if you're rich or poor, whether if you're whatever, like we all just grinding for that one thing and we can all relate to that. And we all become closer because of that.
Yeah, I feel like in the fight game, there's patriotism. Like if I'm going up against England, like if anybody's going up against Ireland or if anybody's going up against Ghana, something like that. It's like it's us against you,
right?
But then at the end of it, it's like, man, that was a good fight.
Right.
You put on for your country. You did this, you did that. And then especially even here in the United States, you know, when it was Cleveland versus New York, it was like you got this big hump on your back, like let's get it. You know what I mean? But outside of that, it's true. Like we're all family. We all know each other, and we grow up around each other and just seeing one another and aspiring to be just like those that came before you. So yeah, I had a good time last night at the Hall of Fame. Congratulations to the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame. They did it real good. They did something nice, something special last night, and it didn't take too long. It didn't take too long. I was surprised Roy didn't. I wanted him to rap, and I don't know if you heard, but he rapped that in Canastota at the Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah, nah.
And so I thought he was gonna bring that back for this one. And Shawn was sitting at the table with me. I was like, man, I wanted him to rap. I said, but it's Roy, so I can't be disappointed. Like you just Roy don't really let you down. He never really let you down. You know what I mean? So even in the moment where you was expecting something, it's like, hey, it's Roy, so just let it go.
Right.
Yeah, you asked me. You said how long did that go on for? A long time.
Yeah. I was asking. Yeah,
it didn't. It went as long as a trilogy, Hall of Fame induction ceremony is supposed to go. But outside of that, it didn't really go that long. And it was. We only had one situation where there was an older gentleman receiving his Hall of Fame. And he talked for probably 5
Shawn, this was his moment.
This is his moment.
And he took advantage of his moment.
Listen, I wish I had his name. I don't have his name, but this is what made it funny. And then we'll talk about Fernando too, because you heard Fernando.
Yeah, he was funny.
But this is what made it funny. They played the music super low.
From the leave?
They played it. But they played it so low that we in the casino, it kind of sounded like you was confused. Is that outside on the? And he was talking, and as he was talking, they slowly just raised it up just a little bit, and then they raised it to a point where you knew like what was going on. You're like, oh wait a minute, they playing the music on him, and then they raised it even more. Yeah, and this gentleman just in the wheelchair, he just kept on. He just kept on going. Right?
They don't care. They ain't trying to hear that.
Yeah, they gonna keep going.
Yeah, they ain't trying to hear that.
They played it so loud that everybody in the room knew what was going on. Except for this gentleman, right? Still talking, right? Hold up. They didn't end there. They cut his mic. They cut his mic.
No.
Now to the Hall of Fame's defense, that's how long he was talking. They cut his mic, right? He kept talking.
He said, y'all can hear me.
He kept talking.
Hey, he's like, I don't need this mic.
So he kept talking. So somebody signaled to him like we can't hear you. And he says, and keeps talking. And then he's like, can you hear me now? And he's playing. They played the music, cut his mic, all that kind of stuff. And it was kind of like, it was just sad, but it's time for you to roll type situation. And then eventually they ended up telling him, hey, we're playing the music. Hey, I don't think he could hear the music. Yeah. And we're playing the music. We need you to lead the stage. And so they rolled him off, and we could see him say thank you and everything. No. And everybody clapped for him.
No.
It sounds bad.
Don't tell me somebody came and grabbed my man wheelchair and rolled him.
It was the
no. They did not do that.
It sounds so bad.
They did that.
It was the weirdest thing because
no.
He was talking so long that you know when somebody talking, you like you fade out, and then when you come back, they still talking. Yeah. You don't know what happened. And I'm not trying to clown the gentleman, but he was talking that long that everybody wanted him to get off the stage until it actually started happening. And then we all felt bad for him. Yeah. And we still even gave him an applause at the end of that. But And then I thought Fernando Vargas had the acceptance speech of the night.
Yeah. His was hilarious.
Yeah.
It was so funny.
He had the acceptance speech of the night. So he had notes.
He been ready for this.
But he couldn't read it.
He couldn't read it. He couldn't see it. He needed his glasses.
Yeah. So he had his sunglasses on and he took his shades off. And then I don't know if he would like scribbled or what, but he still couldn't read it. And he said, so my sons are fighting. So the legacy lives on. And then he couldn't read it. So he's like, so my sons are fighting and the legacy is gonna live on. And he said he couldn't read it. So he's like, so my sons are fighting and the legacy's gonna live on. And then he got quiet again. And he said, you know what, F it. And he tossed the paper and he took his glasses off. He said, listen, all right, the legacy's gonna live on because my sons are fighting. It was the best, man. He's got great personality. We love Fernando Vargas.